morning. Excuse me. I'm Peter Nightingale. I'm a professor of physics at the University of Rhode Island, and I'm also a member of the Poor People's Campaign in Rhode Island. And I'm speaking in both of those capacities. Actually, this is a multimedia show in some sense, in that I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but I'm a scientist, and I like to share the evidence on which I base my statements, but that kind of evidence isn't very good for public hearings, so I submitted also a written testimony. Anybody who wants to have a copy of that, I have 2 copies. If I run out of copies, just send me an email at nigh@pobox.com. That is NIGH@pobox.com, as post office box. Anyway, I would like to add something to what the governor just said, and I'll get there in a second. My bottom line is that the Rhode Island Congressional Delegation, among others, is responsible for and should be held accountable for the rate increases that are happening with energy. Now, the part that Governor McKee didn't mention is that the Armed Service Committee has been warned by the intelligence community over about a decade that pandemics were coming. As you know, the inflation was caused by the pandemic in addition to the war in Ukraine. Both of those played a major role, and that's important. So the Armed Service Committee helped provoke the war in Ukraine, and they ignored the warnings that came to them from the intelligence community. Instead, they just kept increasing the war economy as if that would help fight the pandemic. It didn't. Well, we're all surprised, right? People are going to be cut off from utilities. They should not be paying the price. Certainly not, as Donnie Anderson just mentioned also, certainly not with their lives. It will happen. So, no utility rate hikes, period. Commissioners, I understand that you are in a very difficult position. I appreciate that. You can do what is right, or you can wash your hands in innocence. And if that sounds biblical to you, you may be onto something. Thank you.